Now the next problem is considerably more difficult, and that's because I need to find the common denominator, and I want to find the common denominator between x squared plus 8x plus 7 and x plus 1 squared. Now x squared plus 8x plus 7 factors into x plus 1 times x plus 7. So as I go to find the LCD, it needs to have an x plus 1 in it and an x plus 7. And it needs to have two x plus 1s. Well, I only have one of them. I need a second one. And so that becomes your LCD, x plus 1, x plus 7, x plus 1. So in order to put that over a common denominator, if you remember, what we now have to do is to make both denominators essentially into this form so I can subtract them. And I notice since this is subtraction, there's that minus, more than one term. I'm going to put that in parentheses, and that again is to save me from myself. So what I'm going to end up doing is, that's going to be in parentheses as well, this guy is x plus 1, x plus 7. He needs a second x plus 1. So here's that first denominator, needs an x plus 1. So I'm going to multiply by x plus 1 and an x plus 1. So now this guy is the LCD. And this has two x plus 1s. X plus 1, x plus 1 needs an x plus 7. So I'm going to multiply by x plus 7 over x plus 7. And then now he's the LCD. So that what we have then is, over the LCD, you'll have x plus 1 times 2x minus 3 minus x minus 2 times x plus 7. Now order of operations says I need to multiply these before I can subtract them. So multiply, I get 2x squared, and this is going to be plus 2x minus 3x, that's going to be a minus 1x, and a plus 1 minus 3 is a minus 3. Subtract, and now I'm going to put in brackets because this minus will will affect everything that's behind it, and then everything that behind it, which is this right here, will multiply out to be a trinomial. So what you will get is x squared plus 7 minus 2 plus 5x, and then minus 2 times plus 7 minus 14. And again, this is all over the LCD. Now I always carry LCD along with me because of the fact that I'll get so excited about simplifying the numerator, I'll forget I have a denominator. So this way, the denominator I'll put in at the end. So now I need to remove parentheses and then combine like terms. So I have a 2x squared minus x minus 3, subtract x squared minus 1 times plus 5 minus 5x minus 1 times minus 14 plus 14. Again, that's all over the LCD. And 2x squared minus 1x squared is x squared minus x minus 5x minus 6x minus 3 plus 14 plus 11. Thrilled. And you're going to say, well, why? 11's prime, and there's no way I'm going to get a 6 from 11 and 1. And so then what is the LCD? The LCD is x plus 1, x plus 7, x plus 1. And I could have written it as x plus 1 squared. Either way. The last problem of this section you're going to see again, and something very, very similar to this. Now, the first thing that I personally would do is that I would combine the inside and do this first, and then multiply everything by 1 over h. So I'm going to put 1 over h here, and I'm going to put a set of brackets awaiting the combination of these two. To do that, I'm going to do something that in mathematics we often call an aside. So to the side, I'm going to work the problem 1 over x plus h squared minus 1 over x squared. Now what this requires me to do is to put everything over a common denominator. Else you just x squared times x plus h, a quantity squared, so that on the left needs to be multiplied by x squared over x squared, and on the right it gets multiplied by x plus h squared over x plus h squared. So that now all over the LCD, which is x squared times x plus h squared, I get 1 times x squared, which is x squared, minus 1 times x plus h squared. Now in order to simplify, I'm going to have to square this and then multiply everything by -1. So this is x squared minus 1 times, now x plus h squared is just x plus h times x plus h. So then this becomes x squared plus 2xh plus h squared over the LCD. Multiply through by -1, I get x squared minus x squared minus 2xh minus h squared all over the LCD. The x squareds add to 0. And if I've done this correctly, I should end up with -2xh minus h squared over the LCD, which is x squared times x plus h squared. So that's what goes into here, is going to be -2xh minus h squared over x squared times x plus h squared. Now this reduces down because you notice that the numerator has a common factor of h. So I'm going to take 1 over h and then multiply it times, factor an h out, I get 2x and minus 2x minus h over x squared times x plus h squared. The h's will cancel out, and I'm left with -2x minus h over x squared times x plus h squared as my final answer.